The ongoing saga over the termination of Israel Folau's rugby contract has had consequences now for his wife after she shared his online post appealing for donations to fund his legal battle.
Maria Folau plays for the Adelaide Thunderbirds in the Super Netball competition and for New Zealand. Netball South Australia said she'd done nothing wrong, but ANZ, which sponsors netball in New Zealand, took exception to her action, making its views known to her employer.
Look, it's been extremely hard for her, she's been dragged into this situation unexpectedly, and it's been very frustrating for her.
Our Masters of Spin are here this morning, advertising experts Matthew Bywater and Jane Caro. Matt, let's start with you. Does buying sponsorship give you an automatic right to complain to employers about employees, considering that this is really how we ended up in this whole debate in the first place with Qantas and Rugby Australia?
Yeah, it does, because they're putting lots of money in and they're looking for organisations that can align their values with where their company or brand values are. So if you can't align, then you can't have a partnership. And so it's putting the issues aside themselves, as a corporation, you'll be very careful what you're aligning yourself with. You don't need these other distractions.
I understand that, and we know it's not just the ANZ. HCF and Mazda have also spoken out. But I'm an ANZ customer. I don't look to the ANZ for my lead on social issues. I look to them for taking my money, paying my money, having an ATM that works, being able to transfer online banking. I'll sort how I feel about social views out. That's my message back to the ANZ.
Yeah, that's true. But then again, we had a Banking Royal Commission which looked at ethical behaviour by the banks. Now, ethical behaviour isn't something you can turn off and turn on, that you only apply to this situation, like those very practical things. It's also about brand values, what kind of a corporate personality you have. And banks are particularly sensitive to that right at the moment because basically they got pretty comprehensively publicly
and that's for you
trashed.
too, Baz. There would be some customers that did turn to the ANZ because they have been quite outspoken on gay issues in the past. They're big sponsors of Mardi Gras here in Sydney as well. So some people actually would be going to ANZ for this reason.
And they would have we forget about the importance of keeping staff. The point is there's an awful lot of gay people out there in the workplace who are expecting their employers to support them. It is a very difficult situation. I always think that when people decide to sponsor anyone or use a brand representative who's a celebrity, they're taking a hell of a risk because these are human beings and human beings don't behave in a controllable way. And so you've really got to think about it hard. But when you accept sponsorship, you also have to think about the fact that you have taken money and therefore you have entered into a deal. And when a deal is broken down, a deal is broken down.
I think you're personally right. Commercially, it's a very hard area. Personally, I agree. Well, we don't want companies telling us our values. We've got other forum for that.
And the banks lecturing on morality. I mean, how about just passing on the full interest rate cut?
Yeah, but they used to trade on morality by never showing gay people, by never supporting and never showing women in positions of power. That was another way of supporting a different kind of
We could do a whole
let's go to a bastion of moral virtues now, Taylor Swift. She's worth an estimated $360 million, but pop star Taylor Swift has just applied for trademarks on her cats. Their names, Benjamin Button, Meredith,
Not bad.
and Olivia Swift, will be covered for merchandising, including clothing, phone accessories, toys, crafts, home furnishings. The list goes on. Matt, is there these cats are very famous, we should add. They're very famous.
Yes.
No end to cashing in on celebrity fame.
Cashing in or catting in, I'm not sure. Sorry, that's bad. So this is becoming important in the age where the albums aren't selling as much as importance as, say, the actual shows. And she's done really well with shows. To put it in perspective, last year she had the largest grossing US stadium sellout tour in the history of the world ever. It beat the Rolling Stones by a large margin. But 20% of the people turn up to her shows buy merchandise. So I love a good merchandising program, and she is uber successful at merchandising.
How much money do you need, though, Jane?
Well, need? When's that ever come into it? It's how much money do you want? And also, she's a young woman. Women have a shorter shelf life at the top than, say, the Rolling Stones, who seem to have an unending shelf life. And therefore, I don't blame them for making as much as they possibly can while they can. I am interested that the cat's name has changed from Olivia Benson to Olivia Swift, because clearly she couldn't trademark Olivia Benson from
Law and Order.
Yeah.
We can't really talk to because we have built an entire campaign for Sam Sam Mack to win the gold logie off his cat Coco. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Jane. We'll see you next weekend.
Don't go anywhere. Weekend Sunrise back in just a moment.